Following with the 7 firm reasons why we have not found Atlantis yet, is the key point of addressing misinterpreted artifacts and reused heirlooms. In recent years, there has been a significant increase in amazing archaeological material and architecture excavated from early sites on the Atlantic coastline around the Mediterranean Sea and in southern Spain overall. This renewed insight into the past has forced historians to reevaluate the long-held paradigms and historical timelines of ancient settlements and their far-reaching exchange networks. A prime example could be found in the southwest region of Iberia, right in the region where Atlantis was said to have once been situated. This is also the region associated with the legendary land of Tartessos, or otherwise named as Tarshish from the biblical Old Testament. Here a multitude of distant foreign material and influence has been discovered, all stemming from the inner Mediterranean civilizations of the Iron and Bronze Ages. These discoveries have pushed the previously assumed dates hundreds of years earlier than originally thought. Finds include early presence of the Canaanite Phoenicians, Cypriots, Sardinians, and Greeks to name a few. Knowledge of the overall geographical span of influence has also increased dramatically, with many new sites in Portugal added to the big picture of early international trade. Along with the new material forcing timelines further back to the past, we have many artifacts which have simply been misinterpreted. Imagine for a moment that an archaeologist were to find a sword buried in a ritually closed grave. Instantly, comparisons to existing swords would be made, and a general category would be assigned. For the sake of the example, let us call this sword South Iberian Type E. Types A, B, C, and D might have been from the Iberian Peninsula of modern Spain and Portugal, but a slight variation that has now been assigned E could have come from an entirely different culture nearby. As ancient civilizations were known to have borrowed and learned from each other, this hypothetical sword type could actually belong to someone else. Could many artifacts traditionally attributed to other Bronze Age cultures rather belong to ones we have yet to discover? Could some of these type variants belong to the lost empire of Atlantis? The war Plato tells us that the ancient Athens has with Atlantis has the Athenians as the victors. After they had won, the warriors of Athens would have certainly collected and recycled any weapons, tools, and valuable items left behind from the fallen Atlanteans. These might have been reused just as easily as they could have been melted down, and therefore been blended into the existing Mycenaean remains we find today. We could even propose, as archaeologists suggest, that some sites have yielded items that were kept in families for many generations. Sentimental or political associations to such items would have kept them close to the ruling elites of their days. Now, could certain of the finds excavated in reliable context be much older than previously thought? It is certainly not only possible, but highly plausible that this has occurred throughout ancient history. What might have been reliably dated to a site or burial 2,000 years ago might rather have been physically fashioned many hundreds of years earlier. Who had designed and created these objects of veneration and prestige also might have been different people altogether than those which later deposited them. It is certainly possible that we have held Atlantean artifacts in the museums and archives of the world without ever being aware of where they had first originated.